and welcome to ILR2 Season 6 for Round 21 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the final race of the season. And alongside me tonight isn't James, it is Luke. How are you doing, Luke? You alright?
There we go, my mic's working now. It died. Hello everyone, to the millions, as I said last week, watching at home. Yeah, James has left here, so I'm back again.
Indeed. And final race of the season, we've had the championships decided and done and dusted. So it means one last final bout for probably a few of these drivers in this tier to move up to tier 1. And we'll see some fresh faces probably for season 7. But we're heading into the final qualifying session of the season now, and Twilight is well and truly on this season, which has been quite a long one. 21 races, a lot of races and a lot of weeks of practice and sweating for all of these drivers on the grid to be the best they can be. And particularly people like Danny M7 and Jork, who have been competing for this championship from day one. Danny started off coming back into league racing at the very beginning of the season and has really improved his pace as the course has gone on. But we've had other people within come in and come and go from left to join up to tier 1. We've had new people in too, like M&T Ewan, who's been really quick straight off the bat and has been threatening race victories and taking race victories this season towards the second half of the season. So we've got definitely a lot to look forward to going into season 7 in terms of talent going up and new talent coming in, definitely. And yeah, let's get this season absolutely finished. We've got the first car going out the circuit right away. It's a Ferrari. I think it's Nathan Aitken who's going up the circuit. Yes, it is. And he is on the medium compound tyre, so he's up there straight away. And we got it through this very tight pit exit. Very tight, easy to turn into early and chip off your front wing, but these guys are pretty good at the game, so you don't expect them to do that at all. But yeah, Luke, I mean, how's it been in terms of your tier this season, and are you looking forward to commentating on this tier for this race?
Well, it's my second time commentating since last week. Which was a very good race battle between Zelchi and Danny, with Danny going out on top in the end after Zelchi won on track with that unfortunate 3-second time penalty. But I've been mixed around this season. I've been just helping out when I can, just covering my needs. I've done a bit of tier 1. I've done a bit of I think I've done the majority of it has been with tier 3, and I've done, I think, 1 or 2 rounds of tier 5, so yeah, looking forward to the final round here today.
Indeed, yeah, and we've got Ewan out there at the moment. He's on the soft, so we've got a mix of people on the soft, a lot of people on the soft tyre. We've got Pitchman on the hard tyre, he's on the outlap, and we've got obviously Nathan Aitken on the medium and João Paulo on the hard. So people are going for a different sort of strategy. To we see in each qualifying session, people will choose to go on a harder tyre to get more laps in, to get a feel for the track, and you'll see that as things go on. But for me, eyes are going to be on people like M&T Ewan in qualifying, Danny M7, and also, I mean, Mike can really pull it up to the fight as well. He's thereabouts with Danny sometimes, and he can be up there in the top 3 too. Zelchi is very quick over 1 lap and can, if he hooks it up, be right up there too. And of course, Jork obviously is the guy who unfortunately lost championship in America, but he also has good pace in the races. In qualifying, he seems to struggle a little bit compared to the wheel users, but he has like really good consistency over race distances, so you could expect to see a good result for him in the race. But Ewan is on up at the moment. Let's run on board with the Williams driver, who has really impressed in the second half of this season. Driven tremendously well, has had superb pace, competing for race victories, being on those podiums, and has been brilliant. One of the best moments for me this season's been him versus Danny for race victories, in particular the America battle. That was fantastic. So Ewan, I would be surprised if he doesn't make it to tier 1 next season. That's my big surprise. And same with Danny. They should definitely be progressing forward. It depends on Jork and Mike if they want to continue on next season. I think Mike's definitely said to me that he wants to continue. So it's definitely one of those things where it's probably might be the last time that I see these guys actually on the track. So let's actually appreciate their talent whilst we have it. the moment. Ewan is coming through the double right-handers. These are obviously flat out, and then breaking it into this very tight sort of this is actually the hotel section, and you go underneath the Yas Hotel, and then the left here, and be very patient. You want to go to the wall on the right-hand side, and then heading into the penultimate corner, turns it in, and it's very tricky to get the turn in perfect. You can cut it very easily, and now through this last corner, a little bit of understeer, taking too much speed across the line. It's a 1:33.771. It displaces Nathan Aitken at the top. He did a 35.935, so big gap already, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of time to improve there for Ewan. It wasn't on the ragged edge. It seemed to be more of a banker, and we'll see more from that. Joao Paulo now goes third on the hard at 36.9, but I'm sure he's probably going to be doing a lot of laps in, just trying to get a feel for the track, and at this point the track isn't optimal, so it is going to improve as the session goes on. Pigeon Munch is out there on the hard. What's he getting up to? Across the line, it's a slow lap. He probably backed out of it towards the end of it. Danny M7, current champion, he's on a lap. Melanie is coming to the end of his lap. Let's keep on board with Melanie and see what he can do. Coming out the final corner in the other Williams. Now across the line, it's going to be a 1:34.8, puts him P2 behind his Williams teammate Ewan. Alright, Mike and Danny. Mike is out in second sector. Danny has slowed it down, so he's backed out of it somewhere. He must have cut a corner or something. Yeah. Let's go on board with Mike. And Luke, do you want to take us through this lap?
Yes, I'll get on to board with Mike now. See, it's into the when it comes down out onto the second DRS straight. And we'll see what he's put. I think he's stopped. He's in no ERS mode here, so I think he'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap. And obviously some changes. Out, isn't he? Yeah, some changes to the game between the two races. We've now got, for us commentators, the track map, which is much appreciated by Go-Masters, and a little addition where you can now see what the driver sets are doing instead of the set, so we can see if it's green, red, purple, and then obviously if the whole track map goes red, it will be invalidated. And then the increase of the safety car now as well, which you have to do in the league race in a different league on Wednesday. It does come out quite a bit more, so another element the drivers will have to pick up from this season.
And definitely takes consideration in terms of strategy as well. Yeah, definitely. I think in terms of strategy, and maybe not this race necessarily, because this race is, I mean, it's not exactly a track where you will see a lot of battling, and it's quite a wide track in regard to a runoff as well. But yeah, that's gonna definitely add into sort of strategy going into certain races next season. So that's going to be a big thing. In terms of track action, it's all pretty dried up out there, really. Danny and Mike both came into the pit lanes. They aborted their laps. They must have either cut on their laps or completely invalidated those. The only guy who's out there who's really going to be setting anything representative is Zelchi, who's going really wide. We're currently with him at the moment. We've got Pigeon Munch again out there. He's on the hard tyres, and again, he's seeming to do quite a lot of laps here. Just try and get his eye in, and that's what he's planning to do here in the Renault. So all pretty quiet. Zelchi, I have no sound for Zelchi, so we'll keep with him. He's warming up his tyres. Is he going to box it in, or is he going to go for a lap? I'm assuming he'll go for this lap, because he hasn't set one yet. So let's go on board with the Red Bull driver. He's coming through the last corner. Let's ride on board with a lap with CRG. Zelchi crosses the line, start the lap, and now we're heading into turn one now. We're going to brake just before the 50 metre board, down into third gear, actually up to fourth, try and get a better exit, and now through this flat left. And now the flat right-hander, and you want to be careful not to understeer too wide on the left-hand side, because those can really disrupt your exit. And now brakes before the 15 board, down into third gear, down in second to turn to the second part of it. And now patience, and then into this hairpin, down to first gear, turns it in, and short to the third, and then fourth. And then down this very long straight, which we'll probably see a lot of overtaking in the race today. His DRS, using his ERS, on the best power down here. And now this very big braking zone coming up. Going to brake before, actually just after 100 metre board, down into first gear, up to second to get better exit, and now the second part, shortest thing up to fourth, and now fifth, and now sixth, and then hits DRS, and now and then another bit of a straight, which you'll probably see a counter-attack in races in the race today. And now braking at the 100 metre board, down into second gear, turns it in, shortest thing third, and keeping it in third for the next pass. And now into that, I think he just cut there. Yeah, definitely. But he's continuing on here, so he's not actually backed out of it. So he's just trying to see if he can set a lap or a lap of something that it won't count, but he just get a feel for everything. And now in under the hotel section here, running it really wide, hits the curb and it disrupts his exit there, and he's backed out of it. That is his lap done and dusted. So he won't continue with that one, and he might box it in, or he might go again, and he's gonna box it in. So that's that for him. Going elsewhere, let's have a look. Ewan's back up there again, and I think he's actually on another lap, but we've already been with him. Nathan Aitken's one to look out for. He's on the soft, and Nathan Aitken, for me, definitely has that potential to be quick, and I'm sure he'll be in ILR2 next season, and he'll be one to watch, I think, in terms of how the improvements he can make. He's definitely got that raw potential, but he just makes some minor errors here and there, but he has got the pace. Coming through here now, patient on the throw here, and navigates through there nicely. And now we're through these fast right-handers as they come up to you very quickly. Breaks down into third gear, turns it in, and now careful underneath the ass section. These curbs are pretty brutal if you catch them incorrectly. And he's nearly very close to the wall there. And now the corner down into fifth gear, and now heading into the last corner down into third gear. He's a good exit here, and across the line it's going to be 34.8, puts him, well, actually was invalidated in the end, so it puts him, he stays P3 for now, but didn't quite hook it. But that's still, it's near Melanie's pace. That's where he is at the moment. If he can hook up the lap and be clean, he'll be there or thereabouts with Melanie. Mexi Su, how's he getting on? One of our reserves this season out there in the Toro Rosso. And he's another one. He scores points. He's definitely he's committed to make it to the end of the races. Does a good job. And Danny M7 is also out there at the moment. I think he's actually on one. Let's go on board with Danny M7. 37.0 in the middle sector, and now we're heading into this triple chicane. Be careful not to cut through here. It's so easy to do so. He's losing the rear end a little bit now. And now here needs a good exit. Oh, he's on the curb and he actually spins it. And yeah. That's that for the ILR2 champion. He's put it in the wall. And these exit curves around here are so difficult. If you land on them incorrectly in any way, you are gone. So Danny still yet to set a lap time, and he'll be probably boxing it in now to get a fresh set of softs. But that means his final lap in qualifying is compromised because it has to be spot on, no mistakes, and he can't take those risks and that he would be able to do. Obviously, if he set this lap here, he'll be able to take more liberties on the next lap because he already has a banker in. So he's going to have to play it safe in his last run in qualifying. Ewan has already set a banker, and he's now out there again doing another lap. How's he getting on? He's through the triple chicane. Let's keep with the Williams driver. He goes really right out of the triple chicane, and again really wide again. I'm wondering if he's invalidated this lap. I'm surely he has. But yeah, it means that Danny in this session is a little bit on the back foot in terms of being able to set a lap that is flat out. He's going to have to play it very safe in his final run. Ewan's still going for it as a Ferrari is stuck in the middle of the circuit. Who is that? Is that Aitken? It is Nathan Aitken, who has had a spin there and he's crashed it into the wall. Tyre's gone, so that's his session done and dusted. He won't be going again. As now Ewan pits in, so he'll be going again for his for another set of softs. Melanie, he's out there, but he's off, so he's backed out of it too. Mek Zissou is out there again, he's backed out too, so there's not much going on here. Zelchi is on the medium, so interesting strategy by the Red Bull driver. He's going for an alternative strategy seemingly. If he's on those mediums at this time, he's definitely going for the alternate strategy. So he's currently running P7, no time set, and there's still no time set by 5 drivers: Zelchi, Spasher, Danny, Jorg, and Mike. So we've got 6 guys with times on the board, the other 5 haven't. So time to get some more times on the board in the last 5 minutes, surely. Zelchi is out there at the moment, and he is on a lap, so we'll keep with TRG Zelchi. And if he's going with a different strategy, he's definitely one guy to watch here. 56.8 in the middle sector, so he's not bad. He's now through this triple chicane. He's not cut that. He's done a really good job there. Now through here, careful on the exit curve, which he's done really well not to hit it on the right angle. And now through these fast right-handers, and now heading into this very slow section as we head into the Yas Hotel section down underneath the hotel. And now in this another left-hander, and the left-hander just come at you in that section. Runs it very close to the wall on the right-hand side. Now the penultimate corner down into 4th gear, running it within the limits. And now the last corner now, down into third gear, actually the fourth to get their exit. And that's not a bad lap here. 34.1, puts in P2 on the medium. And that again shows track evolution. And that was a good, clean lap by the Red Bull driver. Did a really good job there. And I think he'll settle for that. I think at this point, he's going to go, yep, that's fine. I'll call it a day. That's cool. Anybody else? Jork is out there on the medium too. A lot of people choosing that medium tyre. Danny is going on that medium tyre as well. So we're seeing different strategies being played out in qualifying, ready for the race. That makes things a lot more exciting. Anybody else out there on laps? Everyone's on sort of out laps at the moment.
Yeah, everyone's preparing for their final runs. Just a lot of guys have chosen the medium tyres. I'm just seeing Ross Smasher, Danny, Jork, Mike, all starting to come out on those medium tyres. So
it's interesting to see that, because Ewan obviously on that soft. I'm assuming that he's going for a soft again, so he's definitely going for the different strategy. So he's putting himself. He's gonna have a really fast race car at the start of the race, but his tyres are going to really deteriorate as time goes on. So he's going for a completely different strategy, and we'll see if that one works out for him, because that's going to be one to watch. But we're going to see now, Luke, a flurry of lap times coming in. We've got Ewan out there, Smasher's out there, Danny's out there, Jork's out there, Mike's out there. So a flurry of lap times that haven't been set are going to be set now. Ewan is on his out lap. He started this lap. Where's Danny in comparison? Is he? He's actually out there still a long way back. So let's go with Ewan and see how he gets on the soft tyre. That's right on board with Williams driver. He's going to come through turn 1 now and flat through the left. And now the turn 3 flat out here. And that's a pretty good first sector so far. Let's see if it's an improvement on his previous best. It's going to be a 16.9, down a little bit, 700s down. Now through the chicane now, careful not to cut, and now into this hairpin, down into first gear, turns it in, shortening third to get a better exit, and now down this very long straight. Zelchi's retired from the session. He's called it a day, as I thought he would, on that medium tyre. Yeah. So he's currently the highest medium runner at the moment. That could change. Now Ewan breaks the 100-metre wall, down into first gear, turns it in, and now down up to third gear, trying to get a better exit here, which he does do, and now hitting the DRS down his second straight, which will see a lot of counter-attacks being made in the race, I'm sure, and hugging very much to that inside to get a shorter run. That's a 56.4, still down by 200s. Now through the triple chicane, not cutting whatsoever, not running it too wide, and now into this the second left-hander. It runs it really wide, and I'm wondering if that is within limits, but I'm sure it is, because he's continuing on, and now heading into this right-hander, and now we're heading into the Yas Hotel section, and lots of left-handers, the first left, and now the second left. Jork retires, he's in the wall, and he luckily ghosts for Ewan through his middle of the corner, and now into the last corner for MNT Ewan. Is it faster than his previous best? Across the line, it's going to be a 33.5. It's just about faster, so he does improve. Melanie out there as well. Let's go to Danny and Mike. Is Mike in front of Danny, or is Danny? Actually, Mike is behind Danny, so Danny's giving the toe to Mike, which might help him a little bit, but actually I think the gap's quite far, so I don't think he actually is. Danny now, it's going to take a bit of beating to get to Ewan on the medium, I feel, so he's going to be there, 56.9, I think he's a bit down, and he's going to be there or thereabouts with Zelchi, probably a bit faster than Zelchi here. Now, not a bit tight, that line was a bit tight for me, and now through the fast right-handers, heading into this very deep break. He's down into second gear and now under the Yas Hotel section. Be careful not to cut here and run it too much on the curb on the exits. It's really important. And he's navigated through there nicely. Not too close to the wall. Heading into the front corner now. Down into fourth gear at the fifth. And now the last corner. Is it going to be enough for the front row for the Mercedes driver? It has to be if he wants to win this race. It's a 34.6 and only puts him P4. Zelchi's lap time was brilliant. What about Mike? Mike's only done 35.7. So that is your qualifying session over and dusted, apart from Pigeon Munch, who is actually on lap on the medium. So let's keep with him, but he's the only one running. But Ewan is on par with Zelchi in second. He did a very good lap, very clean lap on that medium tyre earlier on. And it's a very good job. Danny will be, I would say, pretty disappointed in terms of P4. I mean, I know the championship's wrapped up, but for the race, he wants to win these races. So for him to be P4 and be the second fastest medium runner, I think he had to be on that front row. Zelchi's got a very good shot as well in this race as he's starting on the front row on that medium. Pigeon Munch now heading into this the hotel section now. How's he getting on? I think he's struggling a little bit with just understeer and general grip. Pull up a corner now, down into fourth gear, turns it in nicely, and now into the last corner. Is he going to improve on his current best, 37.3? Goes to the line, it's going to be a 35.8, and I don't think that improved position. P8. I think he moved up maybe one position. He was P9, I think he was, or something like that. Anyway, but there you go. That has been your qualifying session done and dusted. And Luke, do you want to run through the order?
Yep, so MNT Ewan on the soft tyres grabs pole in the Williams. The Williams 1-3. There's Melanie also on the softs. It sets at 34.2, 6 cents of his teammate. In that Williams sandwich is Zelchi drawn in Ewan on the front row, but on the medium tyres, Danny in fourth. Your champion of the season, a second off pole, but interesting enough, 4 tenths off Zelchi. When we've got Zhao Pala, which is home race last time out, in fifth, then you got Mexizu, and then the rest that I didn't read in time because I completely forgot that there was time ticking down.
Okie dokie, so here we go now.
There we are. Oh, there we go. You have Mexizu in 6th, Mike in 7th, Pigeon Munch in 8th, Nate Aitken in 9th, and then you got Smash and Jork. So I'm interested to see what Ty's Jork picks.
I reckon he's going to go for the medium and go hard. He'll be able to do the one stop in this race. And I think a lot of people are going for that, trying to aim for the one stop, whether it's going to be achievable. Because I think we're going to see split strategies in terms of people running on a soft tyre. That's definitely going to be a two-stop race in my opinion. So, see how it goes here. I think it's going to be an interesting race in terms of strategy. And there is plenty of overtaking opportunities as well. DRS is very powerful, particularly on that long straight. Out of that hairpin in sector 2. So, and counter-attack is going to be a big thing as well. If people get past one another, then it's going to be a counter-attack, as we're now on the formation lap and they're heading around to warm up their tyres and do their thing, and for the last time this season. And we'll see how this race goes. Hopefully we can have a really good end to the season, which it's been a really good season in terms of many race winners, and just a great title fight between Jork and Danny in the end. It was a really good battle. So it's been a good season, very competitive. We've seen the constant improvements from many of these drivers as the season's gone on. And it's one final time this season. What we'll do after the season, after this race, we'll probably have the top 3 in the championship being put in the party. So we'll have Danny, Jork and Mike all here, as well as the top 3 from the race. So loads of entries at the end for everybody. But Ewan, I think, he wants to set a stand here, I think. Ewan's had a really good run of form recently, and I think he wants to win this race, and that will take his confidence into the next season, whether that's going to be ILR1 or whether that's going to be ILR2. That's going to really set that motivation high for him. He's been really superb. Danny as well, it's going to be one that he wants to end the season on a very big high. You won the championship, but, you want to end the season really well as you kind of started it too. So, definitely those sort of things to watch in this race.
Yes, and the safety cars and virtual safety cars, they will be a factor, I am sure, especially a couple of retirees later on in the race. But I'm thinking maybe you and Melanie, because everyone was trying to set their laps early on the start, maybe they got caught out. And obviously they'd already set a faster lap time, so they wouldn't have actually improved on in the medium, so they kind of had to put their eggs in one basket, whereas the likes of Zelchi and Danny validated early on, and then seeing what other people did just then meant it was always going to be an easy choice to go on to the mediums. But as the drivers head to the grid now, for the final time.
Yeah, they all line up. Yeah, final time this season, and here we go now. Everyone's lining up. Just do the start procedures. Nathan Aiken's left. That's unfortunate. So here we go now. Yeah, so you're going to invite him back. I'm sure he'll be able to get back in. So here we go now, revving for 5 red lights for the final time this season. It's been a classic season. with 5 lights are on, and we lights out, and away we go. It's a pretty even Steven start from the 2 on the front row, but it is going to be Ewan who heads into turn 1 ahead of Zelchi. Zelchi had a really good start on the medium tyre, surprisingly, but yeah, Ewan with the superior grip has got away very much early on. Behind the scenes, we've got Spasha and Zissou swapping positions early on, but it's all pretty calm. Look at Jork behind. He's going for an overtake on Zissou. He's now up into P9 behind the Alfa Romeo of Spasha. There's a crash off there. Who is that? Who is that? Is that that's got to be Melanie. Melanie's gone, and that's not the first time. I think he actually had a collision in Brazil as well, so unlucky for him. Smasher is up into 6th behind Pigeon Munch here. He's looking for the overtake already. He's in the slipstream, goes to the left-hand side. It's medium tyre versus medium tyre. Renault versus Alfa Romeo. Down the inside he goes on this opening lap. He goes down the inside of the Renault driver, and he's going to leave the inside for the Renault driver for the right for the second part, but he gets around the outside, gets a better exit. But behind, look at Jork now. Jork wants to act on this too. It's going to be a 3-race scrap heading into the triple chicane. Is it going to be Jork? Does Jork fancy trying this already? Does he go for it down the inside? No, he does not. He's very much sensible here and leaves the two to battle away. Pigeon Munch is still battling with Smasher. Smasher keeps in 5th place for now, but Pigeon Munch was really much over him there. So the counter-attack's really going on already. Jork is looking very much hungry now in 7th place, looking very quick on this opening lap. That's made up quite a few positions already, and he's already in 7th and looking to get past Pigeon Munch, who's seemingly struggling in these early stages of this race.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Melanie. I think he lost it on himself. I think he might have got spun on the curb on the exit of turn 5. I'm not 100% sure there, but yeah, for me it says that the gap between Zelchi and Ewan's 4/10, what I don't believe it is.
No, it looks bigger than that. It definitely looks bigger than that. I don't know if that's a timing glitch to the new update. No, I'm assuming that is. I mean, I saw it at one point at 1/10, and that definitely isn't correct. But
yeah,
look at this. Look at this, Luke. They're all kind of in a single file. There's not much going on. They've already kind of started spreading each other out as Smashing gets a free second time penalty. Danny's now in 3rd. So he's made up ground. No, he's gone again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely something going on there, but Danny's up 3rd and Mike in 4th, so they've made up some ground from where they qualified. Danny made up 1 position, and he's 1.7 behind Zelchi. So he's now got to think about trying to get past Zelchi in order to pursue an attack on Ewan. That's his main aim. Zelchi, he'll be trying to keep within DRS as much as possible, because he knows that Ewan's tyres, yeah, they're soft, and they're going to be very durable at this stage, but they're going to wear out very quickly in comparison to Zelchi's mediums, and the gap's going to close up. You know, Ewing has to try and get away, but as time goes on, that gap's going to decrease again, and Zelchi will be looking to try and get ahead of Ewing before the pit stops. That's what he's going to be aiming to do. But they're all sort of running their own race at the moment. Gaps are out, and we've got a battle going on somewhere. We've still got Pigeon Munch and Jork going for it. Jork's still stuck behind Pigeon Munch. Hasn't been able to do anything so far, but we expect him within the DRS zone to really mount an attack and get past the Renault driver. We're heading through the last corner of lap 2 and heading into lap 3 for these boys, as Ewan has gone the fastest of the race, so he's starting to bolt away really quickly. Now heading through the turn 1. Let's see if Jork can actually get and mount an attack. The gaps are over a second between each of the top 5 and even the top 6. So Jork has got a really good shot at getting past Pigeon Munch here, if he really wants it. Now heading in to the chicane here, and he's breaking deep now. He's just trying to hook it up and get a good exit out of this hairpin onto this long straight if possible. He's down 3/10 behind now, and he's a good exit which he'll try and get. And the DRS is going to be activated for him. And has he got enough ERS to use? He has got just over half a bar here, so he can go for it if he wants, but Pigeon Munch will also have ERS available to him to defend as well. But again, the straight is not long enough for the McLaren driver to get past, so he has to stay behind the Renault. But it looks like maybe the Renault's got a little bit deep and not got the best exits out of that chicane. So here we go. Jork's got the better exit, got the DRS, got the ERS, and here he comes now. Is in the slipstream, goes to the right hand side, and it's going to be a done deal, I think, round the outside of the Renault driver, which he does do. Breaks a lot deeper into the corner, and that is done and dusted. He is now into P6 ahead of Pigeon Munch. So textbook move there by the McLaren driver.
Yeah, Manley's coming to the pits for what will be his first stop of the race. That's 30 seconds behind Nathan. That's unfortunate for the man that started 3rd on the grid, but Ewan's doing what he needs to do at the moment. He's got that gap to Zelchi, just needs to keep pulling it away. out, especially in that last set. That's where he's gaining the most time. I mean, those rear tyres must be pretty healthy still. You may see him start to drop off now as the mediums come into their own. But yeah, it's at that phase of the Grand Prix at the moment, and nothing's really happening. No one's close to each other. It's only really Jork, Munch, and João Paulo that are within a second of each other. So we could see these three having a race-long battle.
Yeah, this is our main scrap, so yeah, we've got to keep on the ball. This João Paulo though looking closer to Munch and Munch is to Jork, and João Paulo fuzzies his chances now against the Range Rover. The thing he's going to have is that Munch will have DRS on Jork, so any gain that he would have is going to be sort of limited. So these two are going to close back up to Jork here, and look at that, João Paulo a lot deeper on the brakes, and Munch going very deep, missing his braking zone almost, and he's really under pressure here from João Paulo, but Munch will have the second bite of the cherry on DRS, and so will João Paulo on Jork. So here we go now, in the slipstream. Is he closing in enough? He's going to be trying to, does he look for the dive bomb? Does he go for it? No, he does not. He stays behind the Range Rover for now, and he'll be trying to really mount pressure on him. And there is going to be areas where you can see Munch is struggling, and he's got to try and capitalise on those to get that overtake done and dusted. But yeah, Gap, this is our main battle. It's for 7th and 8th, and 6th, 7th and 8th really, and that is all we've got. Gaps are now out 2 seconds between Zelchi and Ewan, as now João Paulo is trying to really get past Munch in this last sector, but it's not possible for here. It's pretty much single file for here, no real opportunity to get past. As we're now heading lap 5 out of 28 for these boys, 23 laps to go, and there's still a lot more left in this Grand Prix to go, but gaps, it's concerning how big the gaps are already. People running their own races.
Ewan's crashed.
Oh no, he has, and he's got
exit of the long right-hander. And he's hit the wall.
He's lost the end plate as well. He's lost the end plate on the right hand side. That is changed this race completely. We didn't catch that. We didn't think that was going to happen because he was running his own race. Yeah, really well. That's happened out of nowhere, and now Zelchi leads this race in Abu Dhabi. So wow, what a change of circumstances here, and that's I'm surprised. You know, he was out front doing a really good job getting the gap out, and it's all gone wrong. That is really, I'm really surprised by that. And as meanwhile we talked about that, João Paulo has got past Munch, so that was bound to happen. But now look at this, Danny looking to get past Ewan, and he's got past him. I think Ewan's going to try and fight it, but it'll be all in vain. He's not going to be able to do anything back on him really. And now Danny's back into second place, and now has a real shot at winning this race against Zelchi. Zelchi's looked really good in these early stages, but Danny now can see the race win ahead of him. I just think that I don't think it's the end for. Oh, it's now Jork's session. He's gone, so I'm wondering if he's actually just lagged out. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, see if you can invite him back, Luke. Yeah,
exactly. We've lost Melanie as well. Nathan, before I can't invite people. I think you can invite only. So, and she went into the pits. And you know, just before I was going to say Ewan crashed. It was literally the perfect timing. I just checked his times. He lost 3/10 to Zelch on that previous lap. So it was like he was starting to struggle on those tyres already. There was a drop off in performance, and then the very next lap he puts it in the wall, which is such a shame for him after what was a dominant qualifying, albeit on those soft tyres. But now he's got a long race ahead on those hard tyres. We'll be praying for a safety car towards the end of this race.
Exactly, that's what he's holding out for. I mean, it's not over yet for Ewan, but as you were saying in terms of tyre drop-off, maybe he overheated them, maybe he was pushing so hard early on to get the gap out to Zelchi to try and make the strategy work, and that's hurt him here. It's cost him, being up there in the top 3. Doesn't mean he's out of this race win at all. He's definitely got a shot at this race win still, but he needs a little bit of luck now, and Zelchi's controlling this now. 2.8 seconds in front of Danny, now 3 seconds. He's growing that gap. He definitely has the pace in comparison to Danny M7. He's doing a superb job at this point and looking good to take a victory here at Abu Dhabi if he can continue on. But it's still early days 22 more laps to go. At the end of this lap, it'll be 21 laps. So still a long way to go, and still things can change pretty quickly in these races. As you just saw with Ewan, you know, he was leading the race, doing a solid job, and then it all of a sudden just went. So these things can really change quickly. As now Jork is right behind João Paulo. João Paulo got past Jork, so actually no, João Paulo's obviously Jork's lagged out, so that's why he has. Pigeon Munch now is obviously going to be up to 6th place and promoted to that position. And he's still with João Paulo at this point. He's still got a good chance of getting a top 5 finish here, Pigeon Munch, if he can close back up into João Paulo and get within DRS. That's what he's going to be trying to size up here.
Yeah.
Heading into this hairpin now, and he's a good exit. Go on, Luke.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not really getting close to Japan, and maybe now because he's got the DRS from Jork, this might help him close up a bit more. He goes inside Jork there, so I think that's the real battle at the moment, because Nathan is behind Max. Has also legged out of this race. I think I didn't see him join back, which he hasn't. So
yeah.
Down just to 8 at the moment, and in the top 5 or the top 4 don't look like they're going to be battling anytime soon. I think we'll have to wait maybe to the pit stop phase to see if one can trigger an undercut and get close. At the moment, it's looking like a typical Abu Dhabi finale.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stalemate. Nothing really going on, and they're all running their own race, really. I think they've all probably got different paces in comparison to one another. They're just, you know, seeing the season out a little bit here. And but yeah, definitely watch for Pigeon Munch and João Paulo. That's our main battle of this race. But yeah, we're just gonna have to continue on with this and hope that something happens. I mean, what we're kind of praying for is a safety car, and see if someone can trigger one of those and close the whole grid up again. And if we have that, then Ewan can come through the field and get back on that podium or even the win. So holding out for a little bit of hope here, Luke, and just praying that something else happens in this race. Things are very much slowed down, and we'll keep just watching on this battle, Pigeon Munch versus João Paulo, because this is our main one within a second of each other. Pigeon Munch will close in on DRS here, but it's too far back on this occasion to really make a sizable difference and to get past the Alfa Romeo to head into the chicane here, looking for a good exit, which he's probably got an alright exit here. He's got the gap down to 6 tenths, and now he hits DRS once again, but it's too far back to really make a move into the chicane here, unless he really is closing up, and Triple has no ERS, which he doesn't. It is, again, he stays behind João Paulo, and let's fight for 5th place in this race. What I'm going to do, let's get up let's talk about the season in general. Let's go back to the very beginning whilst we're in this stalemate a little bit. Let's start with Danny M7. You know, he started the season, you know, came back, as I mentioned earlier on, came back into the season, into league racing after 2016, I think 2017 actually rather. I came back and yeah, he started off a little bit slowly. Sort of, he had the 8th place in Australia, he got 12th in Bahrain and 5th in China, and DNF at Baku. But it's really from Monaco, from sort of Spain onwards, round 5 is where things started changing. Now people actually are now into the pit lane, so this is going to change things up a little bit. But as I was saying, Danny really did actually just his season properly kicked off in Spain. That's where we had beforehand a lot of the guys who were in tier 2 dominating that tier, like people like Overkills. They moved on to ILR1, and it allowed people to a really tight temperature to start at Spain, in my opinion. And that's where Danny went on a really good run, 2nd in Spain, winning Monaco, 2nd in China, and that was a really good results. France had a bad race. That was a wet race in France, and there was lots happened in that race. And then from there, it's been consistent. We had a 3rd place in Austria, 2nd place in Great Britain, 8th in Germany. That was another wet race, but then a win in Hungary. And then he ran on the form from Hungary onwards, supreme consistency. 1st in Hungary, 2nd in Belgium, 2nd in Italy, 3rd in Singapore, 1st in Russia, 1st in Japan. Again, 7th place in Mexico, yes. And then USA 1st, Brazil 1st. The Mexico 7th wasn't his fault. It was something to do with just the game in terms of screen freezes and stuff like that, so that wasn't his fault. But he just ran on a really good run from Hungary onwards. Just consistent podiums, a solid job, and that's why he won the championship. That's why he was champion. Jork as well had a good season. He was consistent picking up points, but didn't have as many wins as Danny, and that's what made a difference in this championship. Danny really drove a very good championship, and fair play to him. And I hope, obviously, if he goes to ILR1, which I'm sure he will be looking at that definitely, it's look at him going in next season. Now Zelchi and Mike have pitted. Zelchi in the pit lane now, popping on. What start tyre is he going on? Is that a medium tyre? Away he goes again. Mike as well, also in the pit lane. Danny pitted a little bit earlier on, so he looked for the undercut. Let's see if he's got that in comparison. Zelchi is coming out the pit exit now through the underground section here. Very tight section. It's
going to be very
as
close
well as he can. It is going to be close. Danny is coming out of the second corner now. Let's see where Zelchi is. Zelchi is going to be just about ahead. And that is just about. And his tyres are not going to be... They're going to be blue. They're going to be really cold at this point. And Danny's going to have the more warmer tyres at this point. With a bit more feel in that compound. So Danny might have a shot here in DRS if he might not have had a DRS in the DRS. So maybe yes or no. No, he doesn't. Actually, no, he does actually. Here we go. So he's in the slipstream of the Turismo instead. So Zissou will have to get out the way, which he will do. And he's closing big time on the Red Bull, but it's not enough. Now we head into the second chicane. Look how close it is. Here we go, boys. This is the battle we've been looking for. I was speaking about Danny, and you know what? Danny is here, and he's waiting to get a move down on the Red Bull. It's as if I jinxed this to happen. He's in the DRS, goes to the right-hand side, going to go around the outside of the Red Bull driver, and Zelchi is will to will, but Danny will have the better line through here. Danny leads into space. It's close. It's still will to will through here. Inside for Zelchi, and Danny's around the outside. Danny can get a better exit, and Danny will have the better line for the next corner. Danny gets past the Red Bull driver and into the net lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Finally some action here, and that was superb, clean racing, respectful racing between the Red Bull and the Mercedes driver. Great battle, and I'm sure that's going to continue on. Zelchi will try and get his tyres back in the right window again. He's just pitted, bear in mind, so this battle is going to continue on. Zelchi earlier on had the better, just better pace, and he's now behind Danny. Let's keep on board with this, Luke, because this is, I think, going to get close again as Zelchi will try and close it in the DRS, and Danny is going to be vulnerable again. Ewan gets a time penalty for multiple warnings. It's as if, as I was talking about Danny, look how close Zelchi gets within in the braking zone. He's so close to the Mercedes driver, nearly made contact. And look at it, he's so close to the inside. He's not really a move on there, not got the best of exits. But he'll have the DRS available to him on the Mercedes driver. He'll close up and close in on Danny. Danny's on the spectator. He's got a really good run. Here he goes to the inside, and Danny can't really do much here. To the inside, Zelchi goes and takes the move back again. But then look at this. Danny will try and get a better exit through here, which he will kind of got, and he's got the DRS again, and here comes the counter-attack for the Mercedes driver. Goes to the very right-hand side, and he's going to try and go around the outside again, around the outside, and Zelchi's going to try and put up a fight, and he does, goes a lot deeper, and he does keep in front of Danny just about, but 2 laps of battling here between these two boys, and hopefully it continues on for the rest of this race. The race has just got a little bit more scintillating than it was earlier on, Luke.
Yes, and at the moment, if Ewan decides, this is quite key for this race, but if Ewan decides to stay out, he'll inherit the lead, because most notably, they went, it's the option of the 1-stop here for the medium to hard. So it's interesting that neither of the top 2 went for that. So they will come into the pits one more time. So we'll see how Ewan can adapt to the guys pitting later on in the race, as such is looking to try and establish that lead that he got. So 7-10, so
yeah.
Danny's got to get a move on.
Yeah. He has, yeah. Danny will still have the DRS here. So let's see. Can he close back up to the Red Bull here? And I'm sure he will be able to do so. He'll be closing it up in the DRS. And he'll be looking for a good exit out of the next chicane. That's where he wants to get it done. He does close up big time. Look at that, down to 4 tenths now. Even 3 tenths. If he heads to the breaker zone, needs a good exit here. And if he gets that good exit, he'll have a good chance. And I don't think he's got a great run, but he'll close up on the Red Bull driver. Does he sense a last-minute look down the inside? I think he's too far back to make any sort of move, and he has a little look, feints to the inside, but doesn't make that move at all, and it means that he stays behind the Red Bull driver for now. Meanwhile, Mike is going to get past, actually he's right behind Jork here, as now Mike and Jork are battling away. Actually, Jork's obviously lagged out, so there you go. Mike into third. It's a double Mercedes podium so far. Now Zelchi is trying to establish a lead.
I was going to say quickly, there was one thing to note last week in the interviews after the race. Zelchi said that he ran significantly higher wings, lower wings than Danny, because he was really struggling in that middle sector to keep up with Danny. And I'm wondering if maybe it's a bit of the opposite this week, because Zelchi seems really fast in that last sector. And, you know, he's put on another 3 tenths nearly, 4 tenths in that last sector. So, and he's on the fringes here of losing that DRS and possibly having to go for another undercut to inherit the lead when the pit stops come back around. He's only just got it there.
Exactly, yeah, and he's too far back, so yeah, for Danny, it's Delgi's definitely got the pace. That was a good battle to have, but every spot early on, Delgi had the pace on the medium tyre, and he's again shown that here, really strong pace, and he's getting like out again. He's driving really well, Zelchi, in this race, and I definitely think he's got a very good shot at this race win if he can just keep it clean. Track limits, of course, will play a part, because this section that they're at right now, this dual chicane, is so harsh on track limits. If you cut it slightly, you're going to get a warning. So that's going to play a part in it too. But he's got to try and run the race as consistently as he can without getting any penalties, because it's so difficult around here to make sure you're clean. But he is extending the gap. It's now 1.5 seconds between the top two. Danny does try and close it up a little bit in that last sector. And he'll try and get back within DRS if he can. But bear in mind, Zelchi had the 1 lap fresher tyres, and for the end, definitely for the next stint, I think we'll see maybe an undercut done by Danny again, and this battle will rejoice one more time. João Paulo now is behind his teammate Smasher. Bear in mind, João Paulo is got a lap older tyres. This actually is for track position. So João Paulo will try and close up on his fellow Alfa Romeo teammate. It's really running it right out of turn 1, so seemingly struggling to slow it all down there. Smasher's also within a second of Ewan, but Ewan, he obviously on the hard tyre, and Smasher will have DRS on Ewan still, so it's going to make João Paulo's job a little bit harder to try and get past his own teammate. Both on the same sort of strategies. There's no reason why they're going to play a team game. They're going to go all out for it. It's the last race of the season. So, yeah, as you see, Smasher is within DRS of M&T Ewan. Actually, he's not using the DRS, though, seemingly. Or is that me? No, I think that's a glitch. They've both got DRS available to them, so they should be using it. But you see how stationary it all is. Everyone's sort of... Yeah, the DRS, obviously... It's not making much of an effect because Smasher's got it, and so is João Paulo, so they're not able to really battle each other here. Now, João Paulo's got the DRS and he's closed it back up, and he's too far back into this triple chicane to make any sort of move stick. We'll stay behind for now, but he's definitely starting his own teammate up, and he's kind of praying that Ewan can get away from Smasher so he has a very clear shot at getting past him, because at the moment it is very stationary at this point.
Yeah, Smasher's starting to struggle with his DRS as well. It's an important thing to know. I wonder if he may have a DRS failure, because on the broadcast view as well, his DRS wasn't open in comparison to his teammate. So, Ewan got a bit wide there.
Ewan's struggling here. He had the gap open. I think now those hards are struggling. The fresher medium tyre is definitely the fastest compound, and yeah, Ewan's struggling here, and he's going to struggle to keep this ahead of... it's the bollard. Smasher's gone really wide there, yes. Yeah, he's gone really wide. So Smasher's going to try and hook up a move here. Hopefully he has got the DRS. Hopefully he hasn't got a failure, because he's definitely got a good chance of getting past the Williams here. Ewan's probably not going to... I would feel he shouldn't really battle this one too hard. Smasher's definitely got... Yeah, he's definitely got a... He's got a failure. Definitely got a failure, because he took him ages to get past Ewan there. He got past him in the end. Ewan will try and cut back, and he does. Look at this. Ewan's going to try and cut back on the Alfa Romeo. We'll get the DRS on him, and he's going to be a sitting duck, so Ewan's going to try and get past him, and this really does help the other Alfa Romeo of João Paulo behind, because he'll be able to close right up as João Paulo breaks a little bit deeper, but has to stay behind for now. But Ewan stays in 4th place, just about. João Paulo now gets a penalty for extending incorrect limits, but yeah, this is a battle to watch now. Ewan has got he's driving his own race. He's got a few more laps to go on those hard tyres, I feel, and he'll switch over to another set of tyres towards the end of this race. But he doesn't want to hold himself up too much because he wants to get back on that podium again, and that's what he wants. He's 3 seconds behind Mike, so the podium isn't completely out the window. Because bear in mind, Ewan's going to have to pit again, and so is Mike, so is Danny, and so is Zelchi. So Ewan's definitely got an outside shot still at the podium here. And also he'll have fresher tyres towards the end of the race. When he pits again, he'll probably be able to go on a set of softs again and really go for it. Whereas the guys at the top will have to they're gonna have to run soft as well, but they'll have older softs towards the end. So because Danny, Mike, and Zelchi all started on the medium tyres, and they'll have to go on. They'll run the medium again, so if they go on the softs or the hards again, and they'll probably go on the softs. So yeah, Ewan definitely got a chance at this podium still. As now behind, João Paulo's right behind Smasher. Let's go with this, because it's DRS to Smasher, DRS to João Paulo. Yellow. It's Pigeon Munch. Pigeon Munch. He's off. Yeah, he's off. He's in the grass. What's happened there? I'm wondering if it was. Look at it. Oh, Smasher's hit Ewan. Ewan's round, and he broke too deep there. And that is. That's really cost Ewan so much time that I don't know what happened. It seems as if Smasher's just completely misjudged, and Smasher's weaving around in frustration seemingly, because he has got front wing damage, I think. Or either one of the Alfa Romeos got front wing damage. I think it's going to be Smasher, because he's absolutely rear-ended. Smasher now gets the penalty. That's really... Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He's misjudged that completely, and that's really hurt Ewan's... That's hurt Ewan now, because Ewan's lost a good 2 seconds out of being sent into a spin. And we'll talk about him getting involved in this podium battle. That's now hurt him a little bit more and put him on a bit of a setback here. He'll have to pit in, Smasher. He can't drive around with that too long, or does he continue? He does continue to stay out, so maybe it isn't affecting him too much. João Paulo is pitted in just very late indeed. I'm wondering if he's also got damaged. That's what I'm thinking. Because it looked like Smasher hit Ewan and made João Paulo get caught out too, and it looked like that potentially he hit the back end of his own teammate.
Front wing out.
Yeah, front wing. Yeah, that definitely has happened. So front wing, soft tyres go on.
Is it the hards?
Hards
go.
Might be the soft. Fair enough. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what I'd say, F1. But yeah, hard tyres to the end. Definitely points are on here, but that's got to be a really unfortunate for him. Because that it's in that fight. It's a good fight between Smasher and it was sizing it to be a good battle between Smasher and João Paulo there, and yeah, that's not come off at all. That's not really. And now everything's gone a bit boring again, Ewan. Everyone's sort of separated and in their own races now. We had a good battle to watch, and they have spoilt that.
Yeah, and just look at the gap at the front now. Danny's yeah, it's really struggled since he lost that DRS, and that just highlights the pace that Zelchi's had today. And if anything, he may start falling to the clutches of Mike slightly. Let's have a quick look at their lap times over the past couple of laps. 39.1, 39.4, 39.3. They're quite even. So, yeah, I would say at the moment, this top three looks like it's going to be
pretty set, I think. Yeah. I think Ewan might still have a shot at it, but it's going to be very difficult because he's going to have to really go on the close up on Mike. So yeah, it's going to make things really difficult for it could be. It's still. I mean, Ewan's that instant Ewan had in that's really affected him, put him on a bit of a setback, and he was within striking distance of Mike and Danny. So that he's lost 3 seconds there. That not his fault, not by his fault at all. It's just really unfortunate for him, but still watch out for him, because I expect him to come back through and try and close that gap up a little bit. And you never know. Ewan has got some mighty pace, and he's a race winner and can compete for race wins and podiums very easily. So still watch out for him. Pay attention to him towards the end of the race because he's definitely got something special up his sleeves. As now Smasher and João Paulo are back together on circuit. Now I'm wondering if they're going to keep it all clean now because it all went a little bit wrong. So let's see. Smasher now really got a shot. He's got the soft tyres on in comparison to João Paulo. He's got the hard tyre and he's in the DRS. And I don't think he's going to battle this too hard. Let's see what he does. Smasher gets past him. Not with DRS though, because his DRS has failed, and he gets past the Alfa Romeo driver, his other teammate, and he's now into P8, and we'll try and gap that gap away. But bear in mind, João Paulo will still have DRS on Smasher here, and if Smasher's not careful, the counter-attack's going to be pulled off by Paulo. He's closing and closing and closing down the inside. No, he does not go down the inside, and he does not go for that move, and I don't blame him. Stays behind him and runs his own race to the end, because I think Smasher's not going to make it on that soft tyre to the end. It's 9 laps, and he's going to be struggling, so I question that strategy by Smasher, because he's going to have to pit again, surely.
Yeah, I think it's just a lost cause now. He's going to get a P8, maybe P7 at best now, so might as well go on the softs and maybe have a little go at fastest lap towards the end. I was looking at Ewan, maybe he has got the option of the medium tyres, which could be a better race tyre towards the like this stage of the Grand Prix. And maybe get that undercut on Mike, but obviously Mike, if he does opt for the softs, which is probably likely now, will have that advantage when he does pit. But the temperatures can become a bit of an issue around here, so the drivers will have to cope with those if they offer that choice of compound towards the end of the race.
Indeed, yeah, actually, that's a really good point to point out, as now, especially mentioning this fast for the race, 37.0. But yeah, definitely, Ewan, if he tries to do something different and tries to go for the undercut now, he'll be right there with Mike. But you know, he'll be a sitting duck to Mike when Mike has the soft tyre on. So it's sort of playing that risk versus reward. I mean, in some ways, Ewan could go for the softs now and do 8 laps on them, but he's going to be struggling. So I think he's going to try and stretch out these hards as much as he can, probably for another one. As now Mike pits, so actually the undercut's now gone. Your idea has now completely gone out the window. Mike comes in, set the soft tyres, on he goes, and away he goes. So he's covering that undercut. That's a smart idea, because he knows Ewan's going to be a threat towards the end of this race. Ewan continues on and has to put in. I think now Ewan has to respond to that and pit this lap if he wants to take this fight to Mike, because he will have one of the fresh tyres, which will make a big difference. So, race is on between Ewan and Mike, but you know, with 7 laps to go, it's going to have to be a second a lap. And that's going to be really hard for Ewan to really get that. It was a 6-second gap, and it's going to be probably 7.5 by the time this lap's done. So hard work for Ewan. It's going to be a second lap that he's got to close in on, and that's not easy on the same type of compound either. So Ewan's got it all to do. We'll see what Zelchi and then Danny will do, because these two obviously will be soon in too. The cover, the undercut from Mike, they don't have to worry about it too much. Danny as well, I mean, I think he'll just both pit in at the same time, really. Zelchi now goes underneath the Yas Hotel, and let's see if he does decide to box it in this lap. I'm sure he will. He has driven a really good race, textbook stuff, driven superbly well, and that lap in qualifying made the difference. You know, he qualified second, and you know, he does not pit in, but he qualified second on the front row on the medium. Did a really good lap in comparison, and Danny just a really good race. As Danny does go in, yeah. So he was looking for the undercut, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference here. He might make up maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but it's not going to be a big thing. So soft tyres go on, away he goes. Final pit stop of the season. Well, should be the final pit stop of the season for Danny M7. And let's see, Ewan in second place. He continues on for another lap. Now,
see where Mike comes
is
down,
he?
Danny.
Yeah. I'm now just going to tell my thoughts into this. Ewan hasn't pitted. We're lap 21 out of 28. Is he going full out risk versus reward and staying out on that hard tyre and not going to pit again? He's got, they're 15 laps old. And he hasn't. Yeah. I'm surprised that he hasn't pitted. So I think he's staying out. He's going to try and make a fight of this. And he knows that the soft tyres on Danny and Mike's cars, they're going to be good now. but by lap 27, 28, they're completely lost their grip. So I think you're going to try and fight this and keep on second place. I definitely think this is possible.
Yeah, I would agree. Let's check penalties. I don't think Ewan's got the one penalty. I think
He's got the one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone. Yeah, Mike's not got a warning. So that shows the level of drive that Danny's got. Just the 2. And Zelchi's had only one since lap 1. It's just Zelchi's. Yeah, it was for a track extent or exceeding track limits. So
Zelchi's saying out. That's interesting. Surely you would want to cover your Danny. Yeah, even so, the gap was sort of 6.2 seconds or whatever it was. He's losing time staying on that medium tyre. I mean, it's sort of a 10th down on what he did earlier on. It's a risk, this, and he's going to come out there or thereabouts with Danny. So maybe we're in for a, I don't want to jinx it, but maybe we're in for a bit of a last gasp battle between Danny and Zelchi. I hope so. This would be good. So Zelchi stays out there, or is Zelchi really going to go all out risk and stay out? I don't think he's going to be able to stay on that medium tyre. He's going to have to pit in because he hasn't run the soft yet. So he needs to pit it in this lap, I feel. Definitely all the play for that. Now Danny is closing up on Ewan, so and it is quick. Mike's within 1.7 of Danny, so that's another thing too. Mike, if he has got better pace than Danny, be looking to try and get past him as well. There's no team game to play in this race. Everything's been won now, so Fastest lap is now retired from position, so it's fortunate for him. So he's gone. Zelchi now. Has he crashed out? Oh yeah, VSC. Oh dear. So that means that Zelchi can box it in. He'll have the big advantage. That's Pitchman's car. He's actually put it in the wall. But Zelchi can box it in, and he'll have a big advantage as he puts it in. And Ewan can also choose to box it in now if he wishes to. But my sense is he doesn't want to be doing that because he's got track position. So here comes Zelchi now. In he comes. Set of soft tyres go on. He should be out in front of Ewan, so he doesn't have to worry about that now. And it's a clear run for him to the end of this race. As now VSC has now been taken off, and away we go again. Ewan comes up the pit exit now, and he's down underneath here. Tyre section navigates through here nicely. Ewan goes through the turn one for the final time. It's going to be close with Ewan, but I think he's going to be ahead just about. Yes, he will be. And Zelchi is ahead of Ewan, and now he's got a clear run ahead just to focus on this race victory. And what a race! What a really good race by Zelchi. Just a solid job. Danny now though is going to be closing up on the on Ewan here, and I think that's going to help. That period of VSC is going to help Ewan and Danny in terms of tyre life too. They're not going to be. They'll have a bit of a break. The tyres will have a bit of a breather, and then they can go again. But the gap is really closing down, 2.4, and Danny's definitely set for this third place the second place in my opinion. Now through the chicane now, and yeah, that gap's closing big time. It really is. Smasher now though is he's going to get past Jork because Jork's car is still in fifth, even though he's not in the car. So Jork's car on its own has done he's done a really good job. As now there we go, Smasher's now into fifth place. So decent for him. In the end, Japan will be probably sixth as he'll close in on that too. But Mick Zissou, 6 tenths behind João Paulo, so you never know. He's on the medium tyre and will try and close up if he can. He has actually got DRS, so let's see if he can close up enough, but he's too far back to make any sort of move. Let's go back to Danny and Ewan now. That gap is under a second, and let's keep with this because this is where Danny's going to try and get past. Ewan will make it as difficult as possible because he's got nothing to lose now. We've got 4 more laps to go in this race, and Danny really wants to get this one done and dusted. He does have it on penalties, but that's satisfaction to get it done. So now we're going through turn 2, flat out here, turn 3, flat out. And he's going to be closing it in. 3/10. Look at the difference in grip he can take through the high-speed corners. Now through here, he's going to be setting up the move here, trying to get a good exit out of this hairpin for that long straight. He'll try and cut back in, which he will do. And we'll try and get a better exit. Here he comes in the DRS now. He's going to be activated here, and this is going to be curtains for Ewan surely. DRS activated, and he goes to the left-hand side. Ewan, actually, you know what? Doesn't even defend it in the slightest. And now Danny M7, it moves up in second place completely, and I don't think Ewan's going to be able to make any sort of counter-attack. His exit here will be quite a bit poorer. He'll still have DRS, but it's just not any battle he'll have is going to be in vain here, as now Mike will be sizing up a move on the Williams driver ahead. But the sun has set completely here in Abu Dhabi. It is dark and the season is setting as these final 4 laps are going by, and it's coming to a close. The Zelchi has driven a superb race, as I mentioned earlier on, and just driven superbly well. Zelchi hasn't had a win this season. He's had a couple of podiums here and there. He had a podium in I think it was actually in Mexico, and I think actually last time out in Brazil as well.
Yeah,
I think he got a podium in Brazil. Yeah, so he says he had,
crossed the line first, and unfortunately got a penalty like 12, and then didn't get a warning for the rest of the race. So yeah, it cost him a victory, and he showed on the day he was probably say quicker than Danny. He said that. I think Danny said that after the race. It was just unfortunate for him, but it looks like this time it's a comfortable victory to cap off what's been a decent season for Zelchi. Just a bit inconsistent, and that's probably why he wasn't there challenging Danny.
Definitely, he's had a fair amount of DNFs as well and did not starts, but when he's been on form and been able to not being involved in any incidents, he's been really superb, and he's had a really good end to the season, and so I'm sure he'll be back in ILR2 next season. So definitely watch out for Zelchi. He's got some superb race over 1 lap when he hooks it up, and in these races he can be a real, he can if he delivers it, he can deliver. And really fair play to Zelchi. Really good race there, and driven superbly well, as we are pretty much in the twilight part of this race. Mike 8/10s behind Ewan, so he'll be starting that and getting past him. Again, this battle really is in vain. This is net third, because Ewan doesn't need to pit again, but it's going to be difficult. I think Ewan's just trying to hold out and see if anybody else gets penalties, but he's also got a penalty himself, so he's net 4th at this point. So heading in this final corner, let's keep with Mike and Zelchi, because this is our best battle on circuit so far at the moment. He's right there behind him, so we're going to be heading into turn 1. Let's run on board with Mike and see how he gets past the Williams driver through turn 1 now. Trying to get a good exit now through his flat left of turn 2, and now the flat right of turn 3. And you can see the difference in grip, the more confidence he has on that soft tyre in comparison to that hard on Ewan. And now through the chicane here, down into third gear for the second part, trying to get a good exit. Ewan really struggling on tyres. Mike will try and cut back in on this hairpin, which he will do to try and get a better exit, which he will get. He's right there behind the Williams driver, and it is curtains. DRS activated to the left-hand side, and Mike is promoted into 3rd place ahead of the Williams driver. Williams will try and sit in the DRS if he can, but again, all in vain as we head into this braking zone, as Ewan goes really deep and nearly hits the back of Mike there. He's struggling on those hard tyres at the 20 laps at this point, and they'll be absolutely screaming with no grip. He'll have the DRS, but again, he'll catch back up, but it's not going to be enough. He's not going to be able to make a move back on Mike, and Mike in 3rd place safely to round off this part of the race. Zelchi rounds up this bit. Go on.
If we see Ewan in at the end of this lap. I think he knows his podium's gone. I think finished off the season 4th in the fastest lap. It was unfortunate for him because he was looking strong in that opening phase, but a mistake cost him. Definitely.
We'll keep on board now with Zelchi in the top 3 for the rest of this penultimate lap, and it's been a good season. ILR2 this season again, really good. Many people scoring victories this season, and we've seen this time and time again. Every single season that I commentated on for ILR2, many different winners, a competitive grid, very tight grid at times, and many people who can win races. That's been the big message from ILR2, and it's delivered once again on F1 2019. It delivered on 2018, it's delivered here this season on 2019, and hopefully the same for next season too. I'm hoping to see plenty of different repeat winners again, and a completely open championship. That's what I'm hoping for. We had at the beginning of the season people like Overkill's in, who he was really superbly quick, and he got moved back up to Tier 1. So he was dominating this season. It looked like it was going to be a bit of a drag this season. Not many people being able to compete for it, but once he went, and once the guys at the top really, the top sort, I think there's 3 people who left ILR2 to move up to ILR1. And once they went, championship just blew up from Spain onwards, and many different winners. And it's been a really good season to commentate over. It's been a pleasure to commentate over this tier this season, and hoping for more next season, definitely. But as again, this is another display. Zelchi's going to be another different winner this season, as he is running up this penultimate lap, and he's heading into season 7. He's heading up with a bit of confidence behind his strut a little bit. You know, good pace in Brazil, had a podium in the USA too, and you know, when he, as I said earlier, when he delivers, he delivers. He can show it in qualifying. He's got good pace in qualifying, and in the races he can. If he hooks it up nicely, he is a threat in the races. So looking forward to seeing more from this man next season, definitely. He's in the final lap now, as he goes through and completes the first sector for the final time in the second sector, and he's I can't keep praising him enough. A textbook race from him. Really, really superb. And just well managed, you know. It's a proper drive, you know. If Danny performed this race today, or at any point, you know, they would be saying, you know, what a champion's drive that is. This has been great. If he can continue this form next season, as now Jorg gets disqualified for some reason, even though he wasn't here, it's just been superb. Now it's actually completes the second sector. Now we're heading into this triple chicane for the final time. And here he comes now, through here, and it's almost as if he likes these technical. It's as if he's like these technical tracks. It's like he had a good form in Brazil, and he's come here, technical track, lots of corners, and driven really again just done superb.
Yeah.
Heading into the Yas Hotel section for the final time, and now heading through here, heading into the penultimate corner, and what a race by Zelchi. He becomes another different winner in ILR2. A final corner, he wins in Abu Dhabi, and the fireworks goes off as he to complete this season. Fantastic job by Zelchi. What a victory for him. Danny M7, the old champion, comes home in second place and delivers yet another podium this season to round off what has been a fantastic season from Danny. What a display. Mike in third. Mercedes have been the top dogs in the Constructors' Championship this season. Great partnership between Danny and Mike, and that's again shown today. A double podium for them. João Paulo now heading into the penultimate corner ahead of Smasher, which I find very interesting. So that's switched around there. João Paulo out of the last corner. João Paulo finishes 5th place. Smasher in 6th. Actually gets 5th in the end on penalty, so 5th and 6th with Alfa Romeo. Mexisu finishes off, and he finishes the race and finishes in 7th. Gets those points on the board. And he's done that, you know, actually finishes 8th on penalties, but anyway, it'll be 7th because the car he was able to be jumped by is not in the race. But, you know, in these races, you got to finish the races, and, you know, he scored, a couple of more points on the board, so well done to him. Do you want to run through, Luke, the classification, please?
Yes, I'll try and finish this time, but let's, there we go. Just see from the podium celebrations, and here we go. So Zelchi wins the Grand Prix by 10 seconds in the end from Danny. Just looking at those fastest times, just shows the level of dominance from the Red Bull man today. Mike in P3, running off at the podium in what's been a convincing win for Mercedes in the constructors' standings. Ewan in P4, I think what could have been for him after spending on pole, that one mistake probably cost him a shot of the win. Nathan Aitken in P5, but that'll be, I imagine, moved down because he wasn't here for the entirety of the race. Meaning Smasher will be in P5, João Paulo in P6, Mexisu in P7, and then Melanie along with Nathan Aitken and Jorg all legged out, and Pigeon Munch crashed, which caused that virtual safety car. Perfect timing.
Good stuff. There we go, boys. Let's kickstart the podium interviews. So, CRG Zelchi, what a race victory for you. It all started in qualifying for you. Second place there, and Ewan made a mistake, I think, and then you took hold of the race win and from race lead, and from there it was a textbook drive. Well done, man. How was that for you?
Yeah, that's probably my best race ever. I think, last race was such a good race as well. But I really wanted to just get the victory, to be honest. Really needed it. And even though it doesn't affect any results in the standings But yeah, honestly, I was just in big shock, to be honest. I didn't expect to get P2 in qualifying. Never done a lap on mediums and just pulled out an absolute stunner. And then just...
Yeah, that was a good lap. I was 6 tenths behind. I was like, that's a good lap. And that put you in a really good position in the race in terms of strategy against Ewan. What actually happened to you in the end? Did you actually see what happened to him?
No, I didn't see, but I think he just clipped the curb on the inside of turn 3, and I think he just spun. To be honest, I'm surprised he lasted that long on the softs, to be honest, because usually when I was doing it, I'd pit after lap 4, and then go the double medium stint to the end. I was surprised he went so long, but oh well.
Interesting, yeah. And that's also your first win of the season. You've had a really good run of form recently, and you've showed flashes of really good pace for the season, and you've been unlucky, definitely. This win, what sort of confidence does that give you going into the next season? I'm guessing you probably either be in this tier. I'm guessing you'll probably be in this tier again. But heading into the next season, whatever tier you're in, what sort of confidence does it do for you in terms of the next step?
Well, I'd like to get back into tier 1, to be honest. If the only reason I got demoted was because I had so many DNFs because of my wheel. But that seems to have fixed itself now, and hopefully I can be back up in tier 1. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, definitely, yeah. And I'm sure that will be a great season for you and getting back to where you were before. But yeah, great victory, a textbook drive from you, and just kept your nose clean and had superb pace as well on the tyres. So well done to you, man. Really, really good race, and what a way to end the season on a high like this. Well done, man.
Thank you.
Now on to Danny M7, our champion this season, finishes second in Abu Dhabi, and Danny. Like you, in comparison to Zelchi, didn't have the pace really. There was one point where I think you did the undercut on Zelchi and you were pretty close to one another. And it was a great battle for sort of 2 laps, but that all was quite short-lived for you. But came home second place in the end, which rounds off obviously a great season for you. How was that race for you?
I have to say, just well done, Zelchi, man. That he just took off. I think he had a little bit more confidence than me over the curves, especially there was a corner I think after the long straight before the next straight, the right hander. I noticed him and you cutting that. Obviously the game was letting him, but I didn't practice like that, so I thought, well, I'm not going to miss that. So I think that was losing me a good chunk of time in the middle sector, and everywhere else on the track he just seemed more confident over the curves, and even Mike was catching me a bit at the end. So I don't know what it was. I've got no excuse really. I just don't think I had enough pace. That's why I tried the undercut originally, and then in the second stint I was gutted the virtual safety car came up, because I actually think we could have been quite close, but with Zelchi at the end he probably would have got back past, but at least it would have made it hard for him. Apart from that though, yeah, I can't be too disappointed. It's been a hell of a season.
Yes, definitely. I'll come back to you later, Danny, because we'll do the top 3 in the championship all in one go. But well done to you, man. Again, great season, and we'll come back to you in a bit. Mike, third. Hello. You've had a good season this year, and been you and Danny have been a very good pairing at Mercedes, and that's a phenomenal job in terms of the championship in teams, and obviously Danny winning the championship in drivers. For you, again, round up again, another consistent season for you. How was that race for you?
Yeah, it was good. Congrats to Zelchi and Danny on the top 2, and yeah, it was a good race really. I was quite surprised when Ewan went off, and I was trying to gap Smasher. But yeah, I think like Danny said, when the VSC came out, I think me and Danny would have jumped Zelchi. I don't think we would have kept him behind, but it would have been quite interesting to see what we could have done. But yeah, I just wanted to keep it off the curbs and bring it home really, because I was sitting there in fourth place at the start, and I thought, if I don't get any warnings, then I'm kind of guaranteed to get a decent result, because I noticed a lot of people in the chat were saying that they were struggling on penalties and stuff. So I thought if I just keep it clean, then I can bring home a decent result. And I was also wary that I need to do a decent job because Jork was 9 points in front of me, so I kind of wanted to jump him in the standings. And I don't really know what happened to him in the end, but yeah, it was a good race. I'm just rambling on now, but yeah, it's been a good race. It's been a good season.
Definitely. I'll come back to you in a minute, mate, because we'll go and do the top 3 in the championship as well. So, Danny, back to you, our champion, and I want just a few words in regards to your comeback to league racing and starting off the season, kind of just getting back into things, and then sort of from Spain onwards, things sort of triggered off for you, and the season really got good. Then you got the second place in Spain, then the win in Monaco, and then really you were doing bits from Hungary onwards, and that level of consistency just eased you to the championship. For you, how much does this championship mean to you, and just a roundup of what you've achieved?
Yeah, I wasn't going to come back to it, but I realised I could maybe go into tier 2, having proved myself in tier 1. And Mike was racing again, so I thought, why not? I was well off the pace the first 2 races, but I haven't really spoke about this much. But I did come back to kind of behind the scenes. In for the last however many months, I think it started in August to now. That's where personal things have really affected me. So to have something to take your mind off it and to enjoy it, it's been so this does mean a lot. But plus I've just enjoyed the racing. I think tier 2 is better than tier 1. You've got no one out there for like ego's sake. And it's very nice. There's not really been many outbursts in the chats or anything like that. And racing with actual people as well. It sounds silly, but you get bored racing online, and they're not gonna wheel bang you and make it difficult for you. But just the racing I've enjoyed a lot this season. So yeah, I really don't think I'll be doing another season, and I might, I mean it this time. So it has been a nice way to kind of say bye, really.
That's a shame, man. That's a shame. Because your improvement this season has been extraordinary. And the start of the season you had a few points here and there, but then you really came on strong. So I just say, if this is your last time, then mate, full respect to you, man. Because to come back the way you've done and to put the effort in, and I know how much effort it takes to be good and to be at the top. It is not easy either. So, and to make that big step for being away for a long time as well. I mean, hats off to you, man. Full respect. So, well done to you, man, and a deserved champion. Well done.
Thank
you. Mike, believe you got second now. So, again, kind of a similar story for you as well. I think season sort of started off a little bit slowly, but then you came into your stride kind of around sort of Baku area. Again, for you, how do you rate this season in your head?
Yeah, well, I obviously haven't been racing in a while, as the same as Danny. Yeah, it was nice to come back and race people I've raced before and new people, and I've enjoyed especially Danny and Ant-Man being in the parties during the races. It's been funny and sometimes stressful, but no, it's been good fun, and it's been nice having the banter in the practice lobbies as well, because yeah, I think Danny will vouch that we've had some great times, and yeah, it's just nice. It's a nice way to escape kind of normal life, work, etc. It's nice just to come on here and have a race, because we're all passionate about racing. Have a race, and then yeah, it is good fun. But I'm not sure whether I'll continue next season. I might stay in tier 2 just for one more season, if there's going to be like a genuine title fight, because I think that'd be good fun to be a part of. But yeah, I'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, it has been really fun coming back.
Good man, yeah, and I think you had that win in France, and that was a very good win for you. And you've had many a podium. I think it'd be judging on what people and who is in this tier next season. I think you'd be up there definitely as a championship contender. So it'd be good. I mean, it'd be nice to see you back next season. So hopefully we'll see you on track. And you've seen your previous records as well in previous leagues as well. You're a very talented driver. So hopefully. You'll be back next season, and hopefully I'll be commentating along again with yourself. So
yeah, I do.
Again,
hope so.
good season, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah, good season, Mike, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Hopefully. Jork, are you there? Sorry for leaving you for such a long time. Are you there? You're alive.
Yes, I am.
Hi, mate.
I had and tiring 6 laps I had before I disconnected.
Definitely, man. Just something, obviously, just a quick word with yourself. Obviously, you were Danny's main championship contender this season, and it was pretty much kind of tight. It was very tight between both of you, and championship changed positions multiple times. But for you, this season, how would you sum it up? It's not been towards the end. It's been a bit hard for you, but are you proud of the season that you've delivered?
Well, I'll just start with Danny first, because in the end it was pretty much impossible to live with him. The amount of podiums was racking up. I was pretty much getting a podium every week, so it's really difficult to keep up with that kind of pace. And we've spoken to each other a few times over the season, just trying to make a laugh sometimes. So it's nice to have a conversation with someone in league racing and not just not be at each other's throats like it usually is. So that makes a change. But in the end, it's just been after Italy. I've just not had the rub of the green. I've only had a win and that third in Brazil really. So it went a bit tits up after Italy, but I knew it would be difficult at that point anyway. But I'll just give it my all, and it just wasn't enough in the end. I mean, it's ended up, I think, I've ended up about 100 points behind, which says a lot about how good Danny's been this season. To turn it around from me being probably 30 points ahead near, like, I don't know, France time. I think it was about 25, 30 points ahead at that point. But on the whole, a bit disappointing, but especially not to keep second at the end. But that's league racing, I suppose. So disconnect is the same as your car breaking down in real life, isn't it? So just one of those things. Me and Mike have had some good battles this season. We usually find the same piece of tarmac, especially in Monaco, which still frustrates with this day. But yeah, I've enjoyed. I do prefer tier 2 than tier 1, definitely. It's like Danny said as well.
That's another question.
No real egos. Just go out and race. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's chilled.
But
Exactly.
I just want to add as well. I think even though Mexico, I think was the only race I didn't get a podium after Hungary, I was still happy that I was able to have a battle with Jock at the end, because I think we both needed that sort of battle. If I was trying to get the words out.
The only race I can think of before that was Australia, and Mike was there again in Australia.
Yeah, I disconnected near the end. I was really annoyed.
Little did I know the significance of these battles until now. But yeah, it's been fun, but a little bit frustrating on my side, considering I think I could have done a bit better, but in the end it wouldn't have made any difference to the championship. So congrats to Danny and Mike getting the 1-2. It would have been nice to have a teammate, but I've carried the tangerines pretty. I think I've done all right on my own.
Definitely, man. And then, obviously, are you continuing next season? Are you going to be doing another season on this game?
As long as I keep enjoying it, I don't see why not. And I would say I'm enjoying it. So it's raw after a race that you disconnect, knowing that you could have done a lot better. Like that race that we just had there, I was catching Smasher little bit by bit, so possibly I could have got up to Mike, maybe. I don't know, but it obviously would have been a lot more interesting to actually see it happen than to imagine it.
Exactly, man. It would have been made it for a better race as well because it was pretty dead that time. So,
yeah, I was watching. I was watching just to see if Mike would crash like I did in Russia, so I could get the P2 with the championship.
My head was all over the place in that race. I wish I didn't race in the first place, to be honest. Oh, that's fucked.
To answer your question, which was am I racing next season? Probably yes. But I know I know that people's motivation seems to be dwindling a bit. I do hope I'm not in tier 1 by default, just for the sheer amount of people that are leaving.
Yeah, I'm not going to be racing in tier 1. No way. I'm not going to come last every race.
I think one thing that I would say in terms of just this whole tier in general is just how this is like what league racing was. This is like it's not taken serious. Like it's not sweating your ass off. It is like you guys are just enjoying the racing. And that's what it was about. Sort of 2 or 3 years ago. That's what it was about. So you guys are kind of and then esports came along and changed the whole game. But yeah, this is like for me. This is the old way. This is what it should be, and you guys have obviously really enjoyed yourselves this season. So hopefully next season, if obviously Jorg you continue, or if Mike you continue as well, you're going to have that same enjoyment. Hopefully in a tier that you'd like to be in, but that's
just me and Mike. Just me and Mike on a title battle. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
That would be. Like I think that would be cool to watch. I think.
We're both consistent as well. Like. You're always very similar, and I'm always there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think it'd be interesting.
That needs to happen. So don't put
you'll have to maybe get me. You'll have to maybe get me in the com box with you at one point, Rabbit.
Yeah.
If I'm free.
Half a word with steer.
Yeah, if you're not racing,
you can put us up.
Where's your go?
Yeah, man. Luke, you've got any final questions? If you're there still.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much covered it there, mate. So.
I'm going to say that thanks to
just about.
Thanks to you and Luke and James for commentating over the season as well.
Yeah,
because I think it gets underappreciated the amount of time.
And we'll give the amusement an honourable mention.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Good old Joe, what a geese.
The non-say.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure, and hopefully I'm back doing ILR2 again next season. I should be, but I don't know what's actually happening in terms of commentary lineups. So hopefully I'll be back. But it's been my pleasure, and what a season it's been once again. Plenty of different winners this season, and what a way to round things up. Congrats once again to Danny on winning the championship. And we'll see you next season. Season 7 awaits.